What's up, guys? I'm going to try to do this in like 5 minutes. This might be part one. Why feminism is ruining America? Well, first of all, it's a filthy display of wretched wildebeest mentality, hell-bent on destroying everything that men has to offer. Everything. This isn't about equality anymore. It's about the destruction of men. It's about vilifying men, discrediting men, and the absolute unbelievable idea that the women are now trying to demasculate men. Like, take your pussy little feminist, demasculated boyfriends and go to a country that fits this narrative, because this is America, okay? And it's strong, masculine men that defend your right to have these ridiculous ideologies and to protest in pink pussy hats and essentially disparage our president of the United States on a regular basis. This is absurd. And really, I think one of the most pathetic things that it's doing is it's weakening women. You are indoctrinating women to believe that they have to be a victim. Women don't have to be a victim. Women can be strong and confident and self-determined and highly intellectual and rational. Okay, so stop creating scare tactics and enticing women to join this gang-like mentality, because you don't, let's be honest here, you don't really give a shit about women around the world. You don't really give a shit about women's rights, because women have rights here in the United States. They have all equal rights, if not better in many areas than men have. Okay, and the statistics are there. This isn't about equality anymore, because equality has been reached and surpassed. Right? Let's be honest here. I mean, these false narratives of the gender pay gap that you were using, those have been widely discredited. I mean, that's just infactual. I mean, feminists even went so far as to say there was a rape culture on college campuses across the United States that amounted to 1 in 4 women being raped on college campuses. First of all, Americans don't reward rapists. We put them in prison and they deserve to be castrated. Okay? So stop with the false bullshit narrative. If 1 in 4 women were actually raped in the United States, that's reaching the rape rates of the Congo and Africa, where rape is used as a weapon of war. Like, this is ridiculous, but the only reason that you're doing it is to scare women into joining this movement that you have, because the more women that join, the more powerful you are, and the more that you can fight for these agendas that you have, political agendas, and the more voices you have, the more people you have when you protest and when you march and when you attack men or attack women. That's how absurd this is. You're weakening women. It's the feminist movement that is oppressing women in the United States. It's not the men. So don't you dare say that. Men today are doing more for women than women, especially feminists, are doing for women. Okay, so stop weakening women into believing that they're born in this filthy, wretched oppression, and that the only way that they're going to be successful is to join this cult-like, game-like, wildebeest mentality that puts them in safe spaces so they can be successful, so they can sit around in this culture that has been created by our modern-day feminists, this self-loathing pity party, this jealous, man-hating culture that is willing to attack anyone that has something that they don't have, right? Or attack anyone who even objectively questions something that they're trying to say. Like, is that the direction that you really want the country to go in? You have to ask yourself that, because that's what they're doing. They're suppressing many of our rights that made this country great. You know, it's America is great because we have the ability to even question authority, but more importantly, objectively question good ideas and bad ideas, because hopefully out of that we can create a dialogue that allows a progressive conversation that ultimately and hopefully brings a more cohesive culture in the United States and a stronger and better America that we all benefit from, that we can all benefit from. And that's not what's going on today. What's going on today is the suppression of free speech, the protesting against anyone who has a different opinion or an ideology that feminists don't have. Feminists just attack, and it's always against men. It's always against men. They don't attack women who falsely accuse men of rape. It ruins the men's lives. They lose scholarships, they lose everything. And they are forever labeled as a rapist. I mean, let's be honest here. You know, the Muslim woman that falsely accused not just men, but white men, I mean, not just white men, but white men who were wearing Make America Great Again hats. That's always the narrative, just like the Jussie Smollett, how embarrassing he was for so many communities. But she just pled guilty to she had falsely accused men that she falsely accused two men that she was attacked for her religious beliefs, you know. And this is what this creates, this culture creates. It creates weakness. It creates a fucking pity party where participation trophies are handed out. That's essentially what this is. Participation trophies. Hey, you're here, you have no value, but you're a woman and you're oppressed, and or whatever the narrative is. That's what you're telling these young women, that like they're not good enough to make it on their own without this culture. Like they're not good enough? Are you kidding me? No, they're better off without you. You know, the women from 150 years ago who started this original movement, this is a total disgrace and a regression from all of the progression that has been made for women's rights, and rightfully so, over the last 150 years. These women fought eloquently and diligently, and sort of, they were proud women who fought for equal rights, from the right to vote to the right to own even private property, and more so, 50 years ago in sort of the counterculture movement, for equal pay, more professional rights. And that's not what's going on today. What's going on today is these women are conquering warlords masquerading as feminists, as activists. Why aren't you fighting for real oppression? Why aren't you fighting for real oppression? Why aren't you marching down Central Avenue in Pakistan or Syria fighting for women who are really oppressed, who are treated like second-class citizens, who are dehumanized over there? Where are those protests? Where's the fight for that equality? It's because you don't give a fuck, because it doesn't help your agenda here in the United States, which is actively and aggressively trying to get as much power as possible in any means necessary, even if that's destroying the lives of innocent men. This is disgusting. It's embarrassing to our country. America is much better than this, much better than honestly believing that women have the right to demasculate men and discredit men and vilify men. This nonsense has to stop. So let me know what you think. This is going to be part one. I'll probably do part two, maybe tonight or tomorrow. So let me know what you think. Subscribe. I'm going to start doing these. We're going to create some dialogue here. And, don't be afraid to be a proud American. We'll see you guys.